Hello everyone, Happy New Year. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's with your family and friends. I know I certainly did. Ben and I had a really nice, relaxing New Year's this year. We did nothing, which was so nice compared to previous New Year's. We got to just stay at home. We didn't have to worry about going anywhere or planning anything, and it was just really nice and relaxing. Great way to bring in the new year. It is 2022. I'm feeling refreshed and energized and ready to go. Work this week has been great, which, considering it was so stressful up until Christmas and New Year's, it's so nice that it's kind of slowing down a little bit. And yeah, I just feel really good. I've done all my goal planning for the year and everything, and I'm just very excited. In today's video, I want to go through my 2022 reading goals. I love planning, I love writing goals down. It helps me visualize where I want to be in 12 months time, and I think it's just a really important thing to do personally. I do hold myself accountable, but I feel like sharing it with you guys will also hold me accountable for my reading goals. So this is my reading journal for the year. I will do a quick flip through before I go over my goals. So the first page is my 2022 reading goals page. I have tried to do like kind of a bullet journal creative take on it. Next one is my 2022 bookshelf. Now, the lined pages might irritate some people, but I honestly don't really care. It does what I need it to do. I'm gonna write on the spines of the books, and then I'm gonna highlight what kind of book they were, whether it was like a physical copy or an ebook or an audiobook or whatever. So yeah, that's my 2022 bookshelf spread. My next one is the monthly review, and it's got the 12 months of the year, and I'm gonna write my favorite book of each month and how many books I read each month in these little boxes. The next one is my book log spread. Now, I've written out the amount of books that I want to read this year, and then I've left a little bit of space in case I read any more. But basically I have the title and author, the date I started reading, the date I finished reading, and a rating section. And then we get to my journal reviews, book journal / reviews space, which I haven't done before, so I'm kind of going to experiment and see what works for me. But at the moment I'm going to try just doing it this way, where I write the title, the author, the type of book it was, and when I started and finished it, and then I've got all this space here to kind of write my final thoughts on the book. And then I've got heaps of pages for those reviews. So that's my little book journal for the year. So now I will get on, and I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll go on and tell you my 6 2022 reading goals. So the first one is that I want to read 50 books this year. Now, this might not seem like a large amount to some people, but to me it's quite a lot. I managed to read 37 books in 2021, which is a step up from the 16 that I read the year before in 2020. So I'm hoping that I can again read more and reach 50 books for 2022. It's not like the most important thing for me to hit that goal, but it's just something to kind of aim towards, and reading more is always a good thing. My second goal of 2022 is I want to read at least 10 non-fiction books. Now, as a history student, or history lover I should say, I have a lot of historical non-fiction books that I need to read, and so this goal is prompting me to read them. So I think 10 non-fiction books out of 50 books in total is pretty easy to achieve. I just need to actually prompt myself to read them. My next goal for the year is that this one's a bit of a long one and it might be confusing, but I'll see if I can make sense of it. So for every historical fiction book I read, if I read one from Victorian or World War II period, I have to read one from another time period to counter it. Now, I don't know if that's going to make sense to anyone else, but basically I tend to read quite a lot of Victorian and World War II historical fiction, and it's like I enjoy reading those, but I want to branch out more, and I branched out a little bit in 2021, but not enough. So my goal this year is if I read 2 Victorian historical fiction books and like 2 World War II historical fictions, then I have to read 4 more books from another historical period as well to kind of counter what I read. My next goal is to try audiobooks, which isn't a hard one, but it's something that I've never done before and I want to give it a chance. It's become kind of all the rage lately, and I think I'm going to try maybe like 3 before I decide whether they are for me or not. My 5th goal for the year is that I want to try a new genre. I'm content to read historical fiction, and I read a bit of fantasy and a bit of like mystery thrillers and stuff like that. I read a tiny little bit of romance, but it's mostly like fantasy romance. So yeah, I definitely haven't strayed far from those genres, and I wanted... I don't know if you can hear that, but the chicken's going off. I apologize. Yeah, I want to try a new genre, and that genre is probably going to be sci-fi. My brother is really into sci-fi books, and he's been itching for me to read some of his recommendations, so I think that's what I'm going to do this year. And my last goal for the year, again, it's a pretty easy one. It's to start writing short reviews for each book that I read. And that is the whole point of the review section of my book journal. Whether it's a couple of sentences or like a paragraph or something, I just want to start writing reviews for the books that I read. So, and not annotating, but marking with like sticky notes, like favorite pages or favorite parts of books, that kind of thing. So they're the 6 reading goals that I have for 2022. Most of them aren't that like big of a deal. I think a lot of them I can easily achieve. But yeah, it's always good to have something to work towards, and that's why I like having goals. I'm glad that I've kind of got a little book journal with my reading related goals in it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment down below. Let me know what your goals are for the year, how many books you want to read, all that jazz. And if you did enjoy, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot. I am hoping to be a lot more consistent. I would like to upload more this year. It might not be consistent like every Monday or every, second Wednesday or whatever. It might not be like that, but I want to upload more this year, and I hope that you guys stick along for the ride. But until in my next video, I will say goodbye. See you guys.